So first of all, I'd like to thank Westborough TV for live streaming and recording this for us. I'll now read the governor's orders on remote meetings. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, this meeting will be conducted via remote means. Members of the public who wish to access the meeting may do so in the following manner. The link and meeting ID and passcode are provided. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so for reasons of economic hardship and despite best efforts, we will post the Select Board's website on the Select Board's website the audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive recording of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Additionally, the meeting will be broadcast live in real time via Verizon Channel 28 and Charter Channel 192 and via Westborough TV's online platforms at westboroughTV.org and youtube.com/WestboroughTV. So that said, let's move into the meeting. If we can go to item number 2, actually open forum, first of all. So do we have anyone here for open forum? Just show your hand if, give us a wave if you have anything for open forum. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to item 2. So let me pull that back up here. Too many things on my screen. So item 2, Westborough TV Memorandum of Understanding. Christy, if you can give us an update on where things are, and then we can go from there.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the agreement that I forwarded to the board over the weekend is the most current draft of the agreement, and I believe the final draft of the agreement. I did forward that also to folks at Westborough TV who did respond that they are in agreement with that, except there was one change. If you go to section, I believe it's 5, related to funding of operations. As you are aware, previously we had identified future costs, but we agreed with Westborough TV that we would change that wording because there was some unknowns around future franchise agreements. So the draft that you received over the weekend had wording that allowed us to negotiate future amounts. We did add one sentence that says that that Westborough TV will, or Westborough TV may, by November 15th of each year, provide the town with their future funding amount needs, and then we would be able to discuss that and then have approval with the select board in time for the budget coming out in December. So if the board is ready to vote on it, I think we are ready to execute with Westborough TV.
Okay, thank you, Christy. Appreciate that update. I'll just open up for questions and comments. Anyone? I see Sean first. If I can give it to Sean first.
Yeah, we have Steve here. I don't know if Steve would like to make any comments.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Yeah, just as on behalf of the board of Westborough TV, we just want to say we're extremely pleased to now actually have what is actually a 3-year agreement with the town, albeit that in each consecutive year we will come back to town with the exact numbers that are required. We've talked about this enough that you know that we're determined to try and also raise funds from elsewhere, albeit a challenge. And we just want to say, again, on behalf of the board, want to say thank you to yourselves as a select board for your support throughout the years, but particularly in this matter, and your support and understanding of our situation. We look forward to working with the select board in the future, whatever the constitution, and thank you again. And we hope that town meeting also supports us in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I'm sure the rest of the board does as well. So any other questions, comments? Shelby.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Just wanted to extend thanks to Christy and council and just the team behind the scenes working with Westborough TV to get this done. And I think it's critically important, as we've already discussed, to transparency in government. and as a key communication vehicle. So I'm wholly supportive of this arrangement.
Thank you, Shelby. See lots of heads shaking. Anyone else have any questions or comments about the additions and modifications that Christy reviewed? Okay, I'll look for a motion then.
I will move to authorize the town manager to execute the agreement with Westborough TV as presented at this meeting.
Second.
I think I heard Alan first there. We'll give that to Alan.
It was Sean.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll do a roll call vote. Shelby?
Marshall, yes.
Alan?
Edinburgh, yes.
Ian?
Johnson, yes.
And Sean?
EO, yes.
And Welch, yes. Thank you very much, Steve. Really appreciate it. I look forward to this passing at town meeting. I really have enjoyed the interactions with Westborough TV and the board, and certainly understand and appreciate all the work Westborough TV does for the town. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I am now off to watch the rest of your meeting on Westborough TV. Bye for now.
All right, moving on. Let's get to the right document here. Moving on to item 3, a vote to approve and execute the bond anticipation notes and general obligation bonds. So,
Hello,
go ahead. Who was talking?
Barbara.
Oh, welcome, Barbara. Yes.
How are you?
Good,
Well-
good. Please bring us up to date here and share us.
Yes, so this time last year I had just started. Today's my anniversary date and I was in front of you and didn't have much information. But this year I was involved in it. So we're rolling over the ban that we had last year. This year it's for $53,648,697. We had 7 bidders. JP Morgan came in with a 4% interest rate with a net interest cost of 2.75%, which is considerable, yes. And a premium of $665,243.85. So we did pretty good with the market the way it is right now.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Great news.
Yes.
Great news.
Great news.
Yeah, so I will leave the documents to be signed with Sela. If you
Okay.
can come in and sign them, that would be great. I'd appreciate it.
What time do you think you'll have them down or to Sela? I will be heading down through that area later this morning, and then I'll be kind of unavailable all day. So
I just have to print one more and she'll have them as soon as the
Okay.
meeting's over.
terrific. Any questions or comments from the board?
Great news.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is
A
terrific news.
testament to how we manage our finances. It doesn't just happen by chance. So thank you, Barbara, and congratulations on 1 year.
Thank you.
Yes. She's still here. We haven't scared her away.
And just to echo, Shelby, what you said too. I think it also shows the work that the town does to maintain that AAA bond rating. We get the rates that we do because of that, and that's important for us in terms of controlling costs and controlling the taxes of our residents. Being AAA is very important to get the favorable rates that we do. So appreciate all the work done by our town manager and town departments, finance, to make this happen. So I would move to adopt a vote prepared by bond counsel approving the issue of bond anticipation notes as set before the board in writing in our package.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I just want to know, are we giving Alan all the seconds today in the firsts?
Sure, why not? So seeing no further discussion, I'll look for a roll call. Shelby,
Marshall, yes.
Alan,
Edinburgh, yes.
Ian,
Johnson, yes.
Sean,
EO, yes.
and Welch, yes. Thank you very much to the team. Really appreciate this. Great news.
Thanks, and
Thank
I'll
you.
just, I know as there's conversation every year at this time, one of the notes that the S&P did mention is sort of the warning related to spending down reserves. I know it's a constant conversation, as it was at the AFC, but again, it was one of their notes relative to their comments that they provided us. With that, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thanks for that reminder, John.
Okay, moving on to item 4, consideration of votes of support for the FY 2026 proposed budget. So Christy, how do we want to do this? We need to reconsider these votes.
Yeah. So just to bring everyone sort of up to speed. So this board voted to implement the non-union compensation study. So that budget table has been updated. The board also voted to move forward with all of the reductions as presented. So that has also been updated. That budget table was provided to the finance committee last night, and they did vote. They ultimately voted to support all of those budgets, inclusive of the non-union compensation study, as well as the reductions that we have put forward. The reason that this is on your agenda today is there were 2 budgets that we should have called out to be voted on separately. And so we just want to correct that for the record. Both of those are just related to the fact that Patrick's wife works for the town. So we want to just pull out youth and family services and insurance and ask the board to just restate their vote on those on those budgets.
And Christy, will we just vote on have the rest of the board vote on those 2 articles, or do we also go back and revote the other remaining articles again, or is that just an expectation? Or
I'm not sure that's necessary, but yeah, whatever the board wants to do.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
questions here, folks.
Yeah, are you recusing yourself, Patrick?
I am. I just wanted to get questions out there first on the process, if there was any questions of that, and then I'll recuse myself.
No, my comment on the process, if you don't mind, would be that we just vote those 2, revote those 2, stick with the rest of the votes, but I will defer to others on the board if they want something different.
Anyone else have any thoughts on that? Okay, seeing none, I do recuse myself as a result of my wife being a member of the clerical union. So I'll just put my voice on, my audio on mute. Enjoy.
Great. So as vice chair, I'll just step in for this. So we have 2 budgets in front of us to vote on. I will look for a motion regarding youth and family services and insurance budget.
I move we vote to approve the insurance, and it's actually listed in the budget as Youth Commission, otherwise known as Westborough Youth and Family Service budgets as presented.
You said approve, you mean support. I would just
support.
Yep.
Support.
Second.
Okay, any comments or questions? If not, all those in roll call vote. Alan.
Edinburgh, yes.
Shelby.
Marshall, yes.
Sean.
EO, yes.
And Johnson, yes. That's 4-0, 4 voting, 1 recusal. Those pass. Patrick, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Ian. All right, let's keep going here. Moving on to item 5, town manager's report. Christy.
Thanks. So just wanted to, I know the board received an email, but I just wanted to, for the public, let everyone know that we have hired a new senior and social services director. On March 3rd, the Council on Aging confirmed my appointment of Kendra Faldetta as the new senior and social services director. Just for folks that might not be aware, that we went through an extensive process. We had many people, actually Shelby Marshall from this board, who's also liaison to Council on Aging, 5 members of the Council on Aging at different points within the interview process. We had both fire and police chiefs participate, as well as the recreation director, myself, and assistant town manager in the interview process. And so ultimately we chose Kendra Faldetta, who is coming to us from the town of Northborough, where she currently serves as a senior center director, and her first day will be Monday, March 17th.
Very exciting news.
Very exciting.
Great job.
And Christy, you may have mentioned it, and maybe I didn't hear it, but I also want to say a very well run process. We also had a cycle of Council on Aging members as part of that process. Maybe you mentioned it. Sorry, I have a cold. And it was a really collaborative, I think, well done. So thank you. really excited about the result.
For upcoming meetings, in addition to town meeting, and we'll meet half an hour before as we typically do, there is your next regular meeting is March 25th. So the Tuesday after town meeting. The 2025 Senior Veteran Property Tax Workout Program has started. That runs March 1st to November 1st of each calendar year. The program allows for 60 participants to work for town departments up to 133 hours for a total benefit of $1,995. As of right now, we have 57 participants placed. Those folks actually will help us in some of the departments where we're holding positions open as a result of the reductions. Unfortunately, they can't work the entire year. The Westborough Treatment Plant Board, myself, the Public Works Director, Town Engineer, Community Development Director, and Planning Director, as well as Patrick from your board, met with the Wastewater Treatment Plant Board on February 27th to discuss the B-Walls and their plans for expansion. And I think it was a really productive meeting. There's certainly going to be follow-up meetings. There were action items for the town to take back, but really, really productive, really well done meeting. The Regional Emergency Communication Center, as an update, Chief Purcell on the REC's behalf last week submitted an application for the second round of funding for the REC project to State 911. The Governing Board and Operations Committee continue to meet on a weekly basis to discuss the project and stand up the REC as a separate municipal district. We actually just got our tax ID number approved. Additionally, as you know, we are working to hire an executive director. So the search committee will convene. They actually convened yesterday to review applications for the executive director position. The search committee is made up of one manager, one fire chief, and one police chief, and each town is represented. So at the Grafton Town Administrator, Evan Broussard, Westborough Fire Chief, Patrick Purcell, and the Southborough Police Chief, Ryan Newell. So they will complete the search committee, similar to processes that you've gone through before. They'll make recommendations to the governing board, and we'll have a public interview process with the 3 town managers that serve as the governing or the board of directors. In the library, the Friends of the Library held their annual meeting. Book sales continue to do well, and they're looking forward to supporting the library this upcoming year. They're actually hosting an information session tomorrow night at 6:30 on the repair project. And they've also seen a 16% increase in digital circulations over January. Sustainability, there are many projects. I'm not going to read all of them, but a lot of really good work happening with the sustainability within the community development department. And that's under Ben Bowers, our sustainability coordinator. There's lots of projects with different buildings within the town. He's also working on our community aggregation program. There's a sustainability newsletter, so I would encourage people to sign up for that in order to continue to receive updates. And then they've started a new EDC annual. There's a sustainability award at the annual awards for the EDC annual awards. So that's upcoming in April. And that completes my report. Thanks.
Thank you, Christy. Just one comment on the wastewater treatment conversation that we had a week or so ago. I just wanted to share with the board that I did receive feedback from the chair of that board, Mike Stanton, that he found that conversation to be very effective and really appreciated the town staff coming and speaking with the wastewater treatment plant. So it was well received all the way around. So thank you, Christy and team. Moving on. Item 6, request to approve meeting minutes of February 11th, 2025 and February 19th of 2025. Alan, would you like to make a motion?
I was going to be keep it simple. So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote. Shelby.
Marshall, yes.
Alan.
Edinburgh, yes.
Ian.
Johnson, yes.
Sean.
EO, yes.
And Welch, yes. Thank you, Sela, for preparing those notes. Very extensive capture of all the activities, so thank you. Moving on to item 7, issues and correspondence. Does anyone have anything that they'd like to share with the board? Alan.
Yes, good morning. I was going to do a long-winded farewell speech, but it's early. Not all of us have had our coffee, and I talk too much. I do want to just say, this is my actual last meeting as a member of the select board. I want to thank my fellow board members, Christy, Kim, the department heads and town staff, and the residents of Westborough. A big thank you for having the honor to serve the community, and hopefully in the aggregate make things better for the community in many, many ways. I ask for everyone to continue the good work, and I ask for the residents of Westborough to understand how fortunate we are to have such a great team of professionals in our town departments, our town leadership, and our town staff who really do work for the betterment of the community, and that includes the cost that means to the taxpayers. It may not seem like it, given all the outside impacts, things beyond our control, inflation, and even some of decisions that short-term are difficult, but long-term have great benefit. But every decision we make that has a financial impact is looked at for its immediacy, the short-term impact and the long-term impact, and those are serious considerations. Some of it gets the public attention, like a community center. Some of it doesn't. In my 6 years on the board, this board and the AFC have made 5 changes to the town's strategic fiscal management policy. Every single one of those changes has maintained our great AAA bond rating, and yet has saved money for the town and the taxpayers over time. And some of those with significant impact. Some of those changes were in response to COVID to allow us more flexibility in how we use funds and manage the budget. Others very strategic in the way we manage our borrowing that let us take advantage of the fact that we got a 2.75% interest rate and keep those notes short-term rather than spending more on long-term bonds. And so when you have a concern, I say to the public, when you have a concern, it's easy to say, "Oop, you're doing it wrong." I would ask that you start with the question. Take your concern, what's the question, take the time to learn. I can't believe that even as recently as last week, I learned something new about town finance and rules and regulations. And so ask the question. It's complicated, and get the understanding of how things work and sometimes how things have to be, because regulations, laws, things that are beyond our control, and work from there. The town staff, the select board are here to answer questions, to work with you for a better community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Very well said. And again, as I said last week, I like the icon, animations there, Shelby. Your wisdom and knowledge is going to be missed on the board. I really enjoyed personally working with you over the last 4 years that I've been on the board. I wish you and your family all the best, and I know we'll see you around town. I know you'll be continue to be active in town. So, and I'll always look for your thoughts on what's happening in town, because I know you've got a really good mind on what's best for the community. So thank you. Any other comments from the board or issues and correspondence? Go ahead, Ian.
Nothing further from issues and correspondence, but I just wanted to echo to Alan. Thank you for all that you've done. I've learned a ton from you. And as Patrick said, we'll continue to lean on you with questions, and I hope that you're keep us on our toes too. And if we go astray, bring us back in line, because you have done that for your time on the board. And for me, I appreciate it. I also know the community appreciates it as well. And you will definitely be missed. But as Patrick said, and we know you're not going far, but again, thank you for all the time and effort that you've put in. You've made Westborough a better place. So thank you.
Shelby.
Yeah, try not to be redundant here, but I do want to extend my thanks to Alan for all of his contributions. What if it weren't for your work, we wouldn't have the Affordable Housing Trust. You really brought that to the forefront with your just passion and made it happen. I remember that first session we had at the fire station, and look at where we are today. So a testament to someone who really digs in and does the work and moves things along, and you've collectively with that group, you've created really a committee that can thrive and can continue to produce results for the town that are much needed. I appreciate your counsel. Sometimes you've walked me off the ledge. We've had some challenging conversations on camera and off camera, and I always welcome them and will continue to look to you. But thank you, and you will be missed, and keep us on our toes, okay?
Will do. Thank you.
Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, and I'll be brief. Alan, thank you very much. I look forward to still talking to you regularly. Please don't change your phone number.
Or email address. Well, very good. So with that said, let's see here. I think we are ready to, let's pull up this. If there's no further issues in correspondence, seeing none, I will look
Good luck today, Patrick.
Not today, yes.
No, I said good luck today.
Oh, good luck. Yes. Oh, thank you, Shelby. I appreciate that. Yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody out there at the polls today. So it's going to be a nice warm day. Come enjoy the sunshine. Yeah. So with that said, I'll look for a motion to go into an executive session. Real quick though, Christy, is there anything that we do not need on executive session?
We need, let's see. We do not need the Northland case, and we do not need the other properties except for 231 Turnpike. So that's the last, on the second page, that's the second and third bullets.
Okay.
But we do need the third
Sorry,
bullet.
go ahead.
Okay. I said we just need the 231 on the third bullet.
Okay. Alan, would you like to take the honor of making your last executive session motion?
Sure. Let me get the microphone closer because I've got to read this. So I move we enter into executive session under Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with all unions if the chair determines that an open meeting would have a detrimental impact on the board's position. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation, RE, Ferris Development Corp. LLC, v. Town of Westborough, Lax Media LLC, and Lax Media MA LLC, Worcester Superior Court, CA number 2285 CV01281, if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the town's litigating position. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation, RE Town of Westborough v. Westborough SPE LLC, Boston Suffolk County Land Court, case number 19 TL000768, if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the town's litigating position. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation, RO Westborough SPELC, the Town of Westborough et al., U.S. District Court, CA number 4:23, CV12017-MRG, if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the town's litigating position. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation regarding Westborough SPE LLC, U.S. Bankruptcy Court case number 2340709, if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the town's litigating position. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A6, to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real estate, of real property at 231 Turnpike Road, if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the board's negotiating position. And under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, to act under the authority of the Select Board to approve executive session minutes of February 11, 2025 and February 19th, 2025.
And I declare that open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the board's negotiating and litigating position. May I get a second?
Second.
Roll call vote. Shelby.
Sorry, coming off mute. Marshall, yes.
Alan.
Edinburgh, yes.
Ian.
Johnson, yes.
John.
EO, yes.
And Welch, yes. Thank you again for Westborough TV. I'll see everybody on the other side. Have a great day.